This is the exercise on page 13. We're doing rhythm reading. First, we're going to count through using our numbers, and I will say the numbers. You will repeat after me, and try to do so in time. So let's get started. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. 1, 2 and 3, rest. 1, 2 and 3, rest. 1 and 2, rest 4. 1 and 2, rest 4. 1, rest 3 and 4. 1, rest 3 and 4. Rest 2, 3, 4 and. Rest 2, 3, 4 and. And now let's do those same examples, saying the letters. Again, I'll say them first, and you echo me afterward in time. D, 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 A, A, A. A, 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 D, D, D. G, 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 D, D, D. D, 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 G, G, G. E, 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 G, G, G. G, 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 E, E, E. A, 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 D, D, D. D, 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 A, A, A. D, 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 G, rest. G, 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 D, rest. G, 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 rest, E. E, 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 rest, G. A, rest, G, G, G. G, rest, A, A, A. Rest, D, E, E, E. Rest, E, D, D, D. So in this final step on page 13, doing the rhythm reading exercise with open string notes, and I'm going to play and you're going to echo. You're going to notice that I don't say the letters. You can certainly say them, just we also want to get used to reading them and getting to know how they sound. So here it is. I play and you echo. rest, 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 rest. Rest, rest,